Hey guys, Legendary Grimlock here, and welcome to today's video. We have Madara Uchiha versus Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. So let's begin, and we're going to start off with Robbie Reyes. Robbie Reyes AP would easily go from the universal to multiversal caliber. This comes from one of his very first high tier fights being against the Star Brand, with the Star Brand being capable of battling against Hulk, Thor, and Hyperion at the same time. This is Hyperion 13034, so he's actually pretty consistent and was able to beat this Star Brand as well. In terms of in terms of durability, he's able to take attacks from Unworthy Thor, Captain Marvel, Amadeus Cho, Hulk, and being able to pretty much tank in Celestial Amped She-Hulk's blows here. So again, this Robbie Reyes easily again gets to universal to multiversal levels of AP here, with Thor and again Captain Marvel being somewhat relative to each other. Thor is able to literally harm and crack celestial armor, and Amadeus Cho Hulk has been stated to be superior to at least a Savage Hulk. So again, this Celestial Amp She-Hulk was capable of going toe-to-toe with an Immortal Hulk who cracked cracked an Unworthy Thor's skull with a single blow. So again, Robbie Reyes is actually ridiculous when it comes to AP. He also has plenty of hacks, such as any Ghost Rider. He has Hellfire manipulation. He can use this in AoE and in combination with his chains. Speaking of his chains can rip off the arms of dead Celestials. Inside this is also a Dark Celestial as well, which is stronger than the regular Celestial. He's able to create multiple, and I mean multiple, chains as well, and then ignite them with Hellfire, including being able to burn opponents. His Hellfire would also scale to his AP, as he's been able to kind of harm a Drunk Odin, being able to push back Enchantress for a little while, even though she was kind of disappointed to have to fight him because he didn't have any, because he looked like a skeleton. But again, this is still relatively impressive considering Enchantress's AP has been able to harm Thor on multiple occasions. Robbie Reyes also has possession. Like any other Ghost Rider, he's able to possess any object and turn it into a weapon. This includes animals, spaceships, or, any inanimate or animate object. He's able to just simply possess it, and just regularly use it to his advantage. This includes anything with pretty much ignites it with Hellfire, and then it could just do whatever he wants. All right, but now let's go on to Madara. Madara is actually pretty funny here. Madara's AP is around the planet to star level calibers here. Now, I know I've heard universal Naruto arguments before, and I've seen it, and sometimes they can be a little bit off, but again, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. All right. So again, Madara at his best would be around planet to star level. This comes from scaling above the Nine Tails and above all the Biju consistently. The Biju, or at least 5 of the Biju, were capable of matching Kurama's power. And this was a Kurama who had fully achieved a connection with his host, Naruto Uzumaki, and was able to, splatter the earth. Pretty much shattered the earth with his power. So again, earth splitting power with relative ease. He would also scale above characters that even scale to Biju respectively, such as the 5 Kage with the Raikage A and Tsunade and Gaara, each being able to fight against and battle against the 10 Tails respectively. Madara also has incredible versatility, such as his Sharingan, which can induce paralysis and being able to trap people in illusions called the Genjutsu. He's also able to clone himself at least, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, at least 25 different times, and each clone can use the same abilities as him, including the Renegon, which allows him to take the user's soul, pretty much take an opponent's soul, energy absorption, summonings, and so on and so forth. So Madara just has a grand arsenal that he can use to overwhelm his opponents. He's also a great fire style user, being capable of blasting a huge flame, capable of incinerating opponents. He also has wood release, capable of using the deep forest devastation, which is able to not only poison, but able to drain an opponent's spiritual energy as well. He also adds, tripped. He also has access to limbo, which is capable of which is pretty much him tapping into another dimension and having clones of himself attack. And these clones were able to pretty much repel the Biju. He's even able to summon the ghetto statue, which is able to pretty much restrain all the Biju, with all of them not being able to pretty much break out of this. So again, Madara consistently scales from planet to star. However, if he gets a hold of the 10 tails in this scenario, he would possibly scale up to, Kaguya, who's able to create her own space-time. Now, I have seen, characters from Naruto be scaled a little bit higher than they should, but let's give it the benefit of the doubt here and say Madara scales above Rinshiki and Ishiki, which are consistently planet to higher. But again, with the high ball or the overwank, they could be galaxy level. So let's use that as the benefit of the doubt. Now, who wins this more often than not? Now, easily, Robbie takes the AP advantage as well, while Madara takes the speed, agility, and I would also have to say, speed without Robbie using his vehicles, right? He would take the speed, the agility, and the Hax's advantage because he just simply has more techniques to keep Robbie, away from him. This includes summoning multiple clones and using Susanoo. These clones would also be able to use the perfect Susanoo, which is pretty much a level above the regular Susanoo, and this was able to pretty much just slap around the 5 Kage like it was nothing. So we really gotta just give me a sec. Let me think. So what this really comes down to is if Madara has any ways to put down Robbie before Robbie gets a hold of him. Now, in terms of the penance there, would that actually work on him? It's 50-50. You see, the problem with Marvel and the penance there itself is that it's not very consistent. You don't know who's immune to it or what's immune to it. You would probably need something like Skyfather level beings to be immune to it if you don't feel guilty about what you've done, or if you have any magical protections that also amplify your convicted state. Okay? It's not like where he has, Cosmic Ghost Rider's penance or the damnation stare from Johnny Blaze. Okay? He doesn't have any of that. However, Robbie is consistently above Madara, even if we gave him that universal or galaxy level stats here, okay? So even if that happens, does Madara have a way to really put down Robbie? Well, let's really think about it here. He has the Renegon, okay? And this could possibly take out Robbie Reyes' Spirit of Vengeance. Let's say it does, right? This means Madara is immediately going to get possessed by that spirit and torn apart from the inside out. So again, that would be a way for Madara to pretty much just incapacitate himself and pretty much just destroy himself entirely. There is no way anyone could possess a Ghost Rider spirit. Even those with absorption or power absorption abilities like Rogue couldn't handle Johnny Blaze's Spirit of Vengeance. And it was killing her from the inside out. Now, yes, I do think Madara does have plenty of means to keep Robbie at bay and to definitely make this fight last at least a little bit longer. But again, with Robbie, he also has his form of speed here. Being able to keep up and react to characters like Silver Surfer Black, who is, again, 10 times more powerful than regular Silver Surfer here. And we also know that Silver Surfer is easily capable of moving in, nanoseconds, okay? Or at least reacting to those kind of speeds. And then you have the fact that his AP is above the Starbrand. He's been able to contend with the Starbrand. Or at least you can say he was equal to the Starbrand until the Penance Stare came in, which is very, explanatory. Or at least very, it's very reasonable to say that, okay? So if you have that AP, right, this means that he can tear through a perfect Susanoo. He can tear through anything that Madara pretty much. Madara could use Deep Forest Devastation, and then Robbie could just simply set the sucker on fire. Okay? So again, when it comes down to it, and when it comes down to everything these characters have here, Robbie is going to take this at least 10 times out of 10. Even if Madara was able to get the 10 tails and obtain his dual Renegon and then the Sharingan in the middle of his forehead, I don't think it would be enough here. Yes, the Renegon capabilities are a lot, and he can definitely overwhelm Robbie. But again, once Robbie really gets a hold of him, it's a wrap. He's going to set his soul on fire with Hellfire, and the Renegon's not going to be able to prevent that. It may prevent him from getting penance stared, but again, it won't prevent him from Robbie pretty much either eating his soul or burning him to a crisp with Hellfire. And then if he gets those chains around him, he's not going to be able to break out of them. Matter of fact, he might just get ripped apart by the chains because they were able to rip apart a Celestial's arm. So at the end of the day, Robbie Reyes wins. Please comment down below, like, and subscribe, and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.